One of the hardest things to articulate is this one thing that is so essential to attracting patients and clients with more ease and flow. One mistake that many holistic health practitioners make is go straight to, let me get the phone ring, let me get the phone ring, without paying attention to the first two steps. And what can happen is wondering, why is it that I am doing these different things and it doesn't seem to be working as well? Or maybe even if you are attracting patients, it just feels like you have to do a lot of work to do that, many times because of missing this first step. So what is it? It's to really look at what is your uniqueness factor. When we normally think about this, though, we just normally think, oh, okay, what do we do that's different? But if you really think about it, when people decide whether or not to work with you, they're making up their mind based on two things. One, if they like you and resonate with you. And two, if they feel you could really help them. Would you say that's true? So how's that coming across when people don't know you? For example, we had a client of ours who had a busy practice in Phoenix, but then when she moved to San Diego, she had a hard time getting new patients. And you might think, well, she just needs more exposure. She just needs to be in front of more people. She just needs to be found. But that wasn't the first thing we worked on. The first thing we did was dial in her uniqueness factor. And then she weaved it into how she was getting the word out. And then she started getting more people. For example, one of the calls that she got was from this woman who said, I heard about you and I just knew I had to work with you. So when that's clear, regardless of what you're doing for marketing, it'll be more effective. Many times it's like this. It's like, when you look at the tip of your nose, do you see the tip of your nose? If you actually put your finger, like you can see your nose, but you can't see the very point your fingers pointing to, right? And that's how it is for most of us. We might think we know it. We might even have a good sense of it, but there's one aspect of it that is likely where you're not seeing it because we can't really see 360 degrees. And so that when we get clear on, when we actually pull that out of you and you weave it into your marketing, everything else falls into place more easily. So the second step is then to communicate it so people put the two and two together and they feel like they have to see you, because it's one thing, it's helpful for you to have more of a knowingness of your uniqueness factor. And then the other piece is, how do you communicate it so people put the two and two together? This is step two of the consistent patients formula for Introverted. So step two is then be able to communicate it in such a way that people feel like, oh, I've got to see you. Would you love it if more people actually felt that way when they found out about you? So there's either a lot of competition, or maybe you feel like you're like one of the few people who do what you do in your area. And so that's why people aren't coming, because they don't even really trust in that working for them. Right? So it's the spectrum of that, where if you feel like there's a lot of people doing what you're doing in your area, or if you feel like there are very few people in your area, so most people don't even know about how it could help, then it's really key to set yourself apart. But how do you do that? Because if you look at other people doing similar things as you, why would somebody come to you versus someone else? So your ability to communicate that to where your uniqueness factor and why to come see you in such a way where they feel like, I have to see you, that will make a big difference in you attracting patients with more ease and flow. And then whatever it is that you're doing to help attract people, to help people find out about you, will become more effective. So whatever you do for marketing, which is step 3, getting the phone ring, then it'll be more effective. So now this uniqueness factor piece, many times is very hard to articulate. It's one of those things that we feel like we should know how to articulate it. But it's one thing to have it in you and feel like I am different, and I totally can help you, to where it gets translated to someone who would be most ideal and someone you would most enjoy working with to decide, I want to work with her. I want to work with him. And so this is why I have decided to host our workshop coming up on Uniqueness Factor Magic starting tomorrow. And I'd love to help you in this container. It's our very last one for the year. And yet it's also very overlooked in a lot of practice management trainings out there. In fact, we have clients who have come to us who have been in business for over 10 years, and they say this was a key thing that they never even thought to pay attention to. And now it's made a big difference in attracting people, even just from the things that they're already doing. So it's super powerful. It's also for you if you would like to uplevel your website, but you don't know how quite to express yourself, even though you know it requires an upleveling. It's also for you if you are newer to practice and feel like you're a bit lost in what to focus on and how to get the word out in a way that lands for people. Because the things that you might have been trying to do to get the word out, it's not really translating into patients or clients. Or you might have been in practice for some time and it's stagnant. This is one piece without having to do a lot of different new marketing kinds of things. Like this will just increase, it'll catapult your practice forward more just by getting this one piece in place also. Check out my post with the dates and then the link. And I'm so excited to help you with this because it will really make a big difference regardless of what approach you choose to take to market your practice and choose to get the word out. So I can't wait to help you in this container. Click on the link and register yourself. And I look forward to helping you. It's going to be super juicy and fun. And it's something that you can incorporate throughout the rest of your career, your practice. So can't wait to see you soon and help you soon.